up, Kryptonians? Long time no see. It has been a long 2.5 weeks since I have uploaded a video and put it up on the channel. My apologies, I had a lot of shit going on in my life. I definitely missed you guys. I know that you didn't miss me, but that's besides the point. I am back, I'm refreshed, re-energized, and ready to kick these videos ass and get this shit out on the channel. So look forward to a lot of content in the next few weeks. I know you guys see the raccoon's ass on my face and you have questions. First of all, don't be disrespectful. I lost a bet with a friend who said that basically I have to go until the middle of December without shaving. So you're gonna be used to seeing this for a while. The dawn is coming, there's light on the horizon, and eventually the forest will get cut down. So until then, let's talk about Greenland, which is a movie that I saw a few weeks ago and was going to review, but again got sidetracked. Greenland is a film that stars Gerard Butler and Marina Bakarin. This is depicted as a disaster movie. It was supposed to be released in theaters a few months ago, but it wasn't because, you know, COVID, and so it got a couple of release onto some VOD platforms. I got access to watch it a little bit early. Greenland is a story about a planet-killing comet that is coming down to Earth that is going to be here in a matter of days, and is supposed to wipe out the entire human race. An extinction level event, and there may be like one place on the planet in Greenland that might be considered a safe haven where people may potentially survive. The story here is about Gerard Butler trying to get his wife and his kid to this safe haven, and along the way there's a bunch of other stuff that happens and some dangerous situations. That's basically what you have. You have a disaster movie, a survival movie, and a movie about a husband trying to reconnect with his wife and his kid and all that good stuff. When I saw Marina Bakarin pop up in the casting list for this movie, I was like, okay, Marina Bakarin, yes, I am there. I sign off on that. Yes, absolutely. Because I love this woman and I will pretty much watch anything that she is involved with. I think she's lovely, think she's beautiful, think she's incredibly talented. I saw Gerard Butler pop up in this thing and I was just kind of like, please don't suck. But Gerard Butler has this habit the last few years of just basically not giving a fuck when it comes to whatever movie that he's doing. And he's been in a lot of projects where you can just tell that he doesn't care and the movie's bad, and it just creates a very unpleasant viewing experience. I didn't want to watch this movie and get to the end of it and just be like, oh God, Gerard, why were you in this movie? Why did they drag Gerard Butler into this movie? I remember the last disaster movie he was in was Geostorm. I should call it Geostorm. Not Geoshit. Geoshit is just my PTSD talking. Luckily, the movie is actually not that bad. I somewhat enjoyed myself watching this thing. First of all, I do have to commend Gerard Butler and Marina Bakarin. They commit to their roles, they commit to their characters, and their performances really do carry this movie. Even in a movie where they have every reason to kind of mail it in, they're giving a good performance, they're giving it their all. I like seeing that kind of effort, that kind of commitment, and I gotta commend both Gerard Butler and Marina Bakarin for doing that. I like the performance of the little kid. There's some other surprise performances and actors that I didn't know were going to be in this movie that also were solid. So I gotta say, from an acting standpoint, the movie at least keeps you invested. Everything else about the movie is competent at the very least. It's competently directed, it's competently shot. There are definitely some big, huge disaster sequences that are exciting and well done. Just a forewarning, they're not really in the movie that much, and we will get to more of that a little bit later. The thing that did surprise me about this movie was the seriousness and the authenticity of its tone. Normally when you have a disaster movie like this, people just want to have fun and they treat it like this big, huge summer blockbuster thing. It's supposed to be like a big, silly, absurd movie with a whole bunch of huge destruction porn scenes, and, you know, there's supposed to be some comic relief, and, you know, it's just supposed to be one of those movies where you turn your brain off and you enjoy what's happening. That is not the tone of this movie. The tone of this movie actually is very serious. It takes the character serious, it takes the story serious, it takes this premise serious. That dark feeling of how to prepare your loved ones for the end and what you would do, what you would be able to say to somebody when you know that you're all going to die. It's definitely a concept that's been explored in other disaster movies for sure. Most notably, if I'm thinking about like comet movies, I'm thinking about Deep Impact with Frodo Baggins back in the day. But regardless, I do appreciate the refreshing change up in tone and the fact that this movie is not here to entertain you necessarily, and it's not here to be this big fun summer action thing. Unfortunately, like I said, as far as disaster porn, destruction porn, all that good stuff, you're not really going to get a lot of that, and I feel like that's going to upset the people that came to this movie specifically for that. There are definitely some scenes and some sequences towards the end of the movie where you do see some destruction and there's some fun, entertaining stuff, but overall, because this is an impending doom type of situation, you don't really have a lot of destruction porn throughout the rest of the movie. Honestly, you're just kind of sitting there and watching these characters go from point A to point B to point C to point D. There's not a lot of comets falling on people's heads. There's not a lot of really fun, entertaining deaths. And you know, people like that type of shit. You're not gonna get a lot of that shit in this movie. I think for me, I probably would have like been more appreciative of the tone and of the approach that they took if the movie wasn't filled with a lot of dumb ass shit. There are just like some ludicrous and asinine decisions that certain people, characters, situations make in this movie that just takes me out of the movie, and it just makes me feel like some of these situations are specifically placed here to make the movie longer, to pass the time until we get to the whole end where all hell breaks loose. And because of that, it just made me roll my eyes way too much during this movie. Like, I get it that it's the end of the world and people are scared and people do dumb shit when they're scared. I totally get that. I think that when it comes to the script, the screenplay, and some of the decisions that were made, the situations and scenarios that some of these people had to go through, it's just really dumb for a lot of it. A large portion of this movie is filled with these type of situations, so you kind of have to just grit your teeth and get through it. I can't say that it's all that more interesting or compelling than any other disaster movie that you've seen. There are a lot of cliches and tropes and familiarity that this movie sticks to, and again, it's not a deal breaker, but it's one of the things that does make the movie a little bit more predictable. Greenland was solid entertainment, but nothing special. I'm gonna say that this was worth a headline in the Daily Planet. Feels good to be back. Feels good to be doing videos again. Let me know, have you seen Greenland? What did you think about it? Give me your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show. And as always, if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.